Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. Yesterday I took part in the Project Share blog hop with my three lovely friends Victoria, Verity and Jane, and our theme was Funfold. So this is the concertina card that I shared in the blog hop yesterday and promised that I would then do a tutorial. So I have used the absolutely stunning Floral Impressions Designer Series paper, and the design that I used for my first card is this one, and then I'm going to be using this one for the next card. It's just an absolute gorgeous paper pack with some nice neutral designs as well as gorgeous florals that would brighten up anyone's day. So that is an online exclusive pack of paper that will be available from the 6th of May. I'll just move these bits out of the way so as not to confuse myself, because I have already prepped the pieces for the next card. Now, excuse me, my measurements are based on using A4 card. I will attempt to put measurements in my blog post for using US card stock sizes, but I won't try and attempt to give you both at the same time whilst I'm doing my video. So these measurements will all be in my blog post. There'll be a link to that in the description below. So first things first, I need to score my card base, and this is Darling Duckling card, one of the new in colours. This one was Strawberry Slush. So it's nice to get new colours. It's always exciting for me. I love it. Right, so I need to do my scoring first of all. Let's bring this in, pop that there, and I've got my scoring tool here. So my card base measures 5 3/4 inches by 11 1/8. And I want to score that just along the long side here at 1 3/4 of an inch, then at 3 1/2 inches, then at 5 1/4, and then at 7 inches. Okay, so that is my scoring done. Okay, then I've got some pieces of Designer Series paper and some white card that I've already pre-cut. I'm going to glue them together, and I'm gluing my Designer Series paper, and these 4 pieces measure 1 1/2 inches by 5 1/2 inches, so there's just a little border around there, and I cut them so that the pattern continues just as it did with jings. Right, that'll need a bit of cleaning up in a second, just as I did with my first one. Right, let me just get a cloth and take that off there first of all, and I think we'll probably be okay with covering those in the majority, but along the top edge there I'll just make sure I take that off. And yeah, there's a little bit there, I think. Yeah, I can feel it rather than see it. Okay, right, back to where we were. So yes, 4 pieces, and I have cut them so that the pattern continues. I may well have messed up my order of things now. I've just thrown things around. That's what I get for trying to keep my fingers out of the way and not get them covered in glue, is I get everything else covered in glue because I drop things. Yeah, there's some glue there too, yes. Okay. I tell you, I'd be lost without an adhesive eraser. It's the clumsy woman's or clumsy crafter's companion. That's a little bit there. What I would say is just always go gentle with it. It's easier to go back and take more off than to replace any paper you rip if you're too heavy-handed. Right, okay, enough of that, Heather. Just get on with it. I don't know what's happened to my voice. Alright, so that one must go there then. Yep, excellent. I seem to have a bit of a frog in my throat. Right, so let's just line that up. I'm happy with it. There we go. So whilst I might make more of a mess with liquid glue, it does give me time to move things around, which is always a bonus. And this piece measures 3 7/8 by 5.5 inches. And the white card that I am mounting it on measures 4 inches by 5 5/8. These pieces, the white card is 1 5/8 by 5 5/8. Okay, so that's just going to all go on there. I am going to burnish my score lines first of all. So this one's going to fold back. Give that a good press. Then we're going to fold it forward. Again, give it a good press. Then we're going to go back. And you can see why I call it a concertina card. I don't know if that's its official name. And then just go in those individual ones as well. Okay, then I'm just going to quickly glue those pieces on. Try and get them back in the right order. Just double check before I go. Yeah, okay. I'll quickly do this and remind you that I made this card for a blog hop. So there will be a link in the description to my blog post, which will also have a link to the previous day's post, so you can check out the fun fold cards that my friends Verity, Jane and Victoria made as well. So we are a project share group. Every Thursday we share each other's projects, and then once a month we get together and have a blog hop, and we have a set theme for that. So this month's one was fun folds or fancy folds, whichever you prefer to call them. I prefer fun fold because it's a bit of fun and your card doesn't have to be all that fancy. However, if you're using this much of your gorgeous designer series paper, then it's going to have to be for someone special. I think I've got this out of order, have I? No, maybe not. Maybe not. And then this one. So I can still feel little sticky bits from when I dropped that piece. The glue does dry clear, it will remain kind of tacky. So once I've finished, I will go over and just double check that I've got all of the excess glue removed. But there we go. How stunning is that? Just gorgeous. So we need a little bit of decoration, and I used the With You in Mind stamp set. Let me just bring that in for you to see. So I've used the happy birthday and also the best wishes on there, and I used that little flower there because I'm going to write my personal message on there, but it will be displayed like that when the person decides to do so. So I need 2 pieces of basic white. The dies that I have used are called Textured Notes, and let me just give you a quick close-up of the detail that is on there. So you've got these different edges on these dies that are absolutely fantastic. Love them. So this time I am going to stamp in Darling Duckling. I've already die cut the larger rectangles in Darling Duckling. So, brand new, first time inked up with Darling Duckling. Lovely. It's maybe a little bit too juicy for the stamp, but we'll live with that. And then my best wishes. And I've just realised that I haven't cut the piece to put on the back. So when I die cut these, I will cut that piece to go on the back as well. Right, need to die cut them separately with the same die, so that one will align that up along the bottom there to make sure that that's straight and get the top of that one in, and this one is a tight fit. Take that off. So again, I'm going to line it up with the happy at the top because that's nice and easy to get straight, and then just make sure I've got the bottom of the Y in there as well. Okay, so I'm going to die cut those and cut another piece of white to put on there, and I'll be back with you in a moment. Got that, both of those die cut, and I got the other piece of white card that I've forgotten about that measures 4 5/8 by, no, sorry, 5 5/8 by 4. So on here I had 1, it should be 2. Let me just change that so that I remember when I type up my blog post. Right, so I'm going to just glue those on here. Lots of gluing today. And then I'll show you my tip for getting these in line. So the best wishes one will go on the inside and the happy birthday on the front. Come on. There we are. Okay, so it's going to fold like that. That is going to go kind of central, if I can, on there. Okay, so that's kind of where I want it. I'm going to take that pencil that I just put back and didn't mean to. And I'm going to draw a little line there. And I'm only going to add glue on that bit there. And I'm not going to take it quite as far up as that. Okay. And bear with me a second, and I will get an eraser and take that pencil line out. All right, bring this back in. So that is where I want that to be, like so. I'm going to just double check I don't have any glue on clear. There we go. And then this one I can add glue to all of it. Okay. And then I'm lining that up with those edges like so. And then I'm going to flip that over like that. And now you've got that lovely reveal. Cute. Finally got to put this bit on the back, so I'm going to pull in some of the same colours. So I'll use Darling Duckling. Little floret there. Clean that with my chamois. Then get Strawberry Slush, I think. And stamp that one there. Can just clean that off with my chamois as well. Give that another little clean, and I've forgotten what other colour is in the paper pack. We have Peach Pie. Let's go Peach Pie. I knew it wasn't the new Timid Tiger. That's rather more bright. Peach Pie. We'll put that up on that corner there. Just cute. And close them before I put my fingers in them. We're having one of those days. Right, bring this back in and I can pop that on there. So see, I can add my personal message to that. And perhaps if this was for a, just noticed a little bit of ink there, sorry. If this was for a you know, if it was for a mum or auntie or whatever, you could perhaps put a stamp with that there, or an age or whatever, but it's just gorgeous, isn't it? Love this paper so much already. Right, gonna add some little, these are the In Colour flat pearls. They are so pearly, just beautiful. So I'm going to add a selection. And I don't care if some of the colours aren't actually in the paper. So I want to make sure that I'm not doubling up on where I've got these. I think possibly just here actually. That one's slightly off from that. Take that one. Can I get that one off? Sorry, I'm over at the side there. Nah, it's fine. It's chunky. It's a chunky card, but it will fit in a normal C6 envelope. But there we have it. We've got a concertina card using Darling Duckling, and this one using Strawberry Slush, and featuring Floral Impressions Designer Series paper. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, please do click on that subscribe button, click the bell and get notification the next time I upload a tutorial. Until then, please do take care. Bye bye.